Hello guys, Temporalcortex here with the first in a series of tutorials showing you how to make your very own overlays. I use Photoshop. I know that there are similarities between Photoshop and GIMP, which is basically a free version. I haven't used GIMP, so I don't know how well some of this will translate over to that, but hopefully this will help you get started. I'm going to break it up into lots of different parts so that you guys can sort of work through it and sort of master different bits. So first of all, we're going to start with just working on, getting a sort of setup or a sort of template that you can work from. So there's a variety of different ways there that you can do that. Some very easy, some not so easy, so I'm just going to run through some stuff quite quickly. It's probably going to be about 10 minutes or so, and I'll try and keep it fairly straight and concise. So first of all, you want to go into your League of Legends, open it up, take a screenshot, so hit print screen and then open up Paint and hit Control V to paste it into there, and then you'll have that set up, and then you want to pull that image into Photoshop or GIMP, whichever your preferred is. And we're basically going to start off. I'm going to show you how to cut out stuff reasonably quickly. I use a couple of tools, one of the main ones being under this section here. Now if you have Photoshop, it's probably set up like this, so it's got a little lasso symbol. Basically if you click and hold on that, you can change it to the polygonal lasso tool, which is the main thing that I use. So we're going to start by cutting out the original sort of surround to the UI, which is super easy to do. Basically what you're effectively doing is you're just tracing stuff. So we're just going to start by the polygonal lasso tool will work in straight lines. So if I hold shift, it will snap to 45-degree angles. So if you've got it on a straight line, you can just drag that along, then just click. And don't worry about it being straight lines, because I will show you how to smooth that off, and should end up with something reasonably close to what we want to get. So you're just tracing around using the polygonal lasso tool, super easy. Trying to just cover the whole original UI, holding the shift button just to get your straight lines. So we've got that. That's it, basically traced around. I would go up to where it says select at the top, click there, go to modify, smooth, and I would generally do it on a sort of 2 as the number, which just gives it a very, it'll just take the harsh edge off the straight lines and things like that. So then you're going to make sure you're selected on the background there. Going to hit Control C to copy and then Control V to paste. And if I hide the background there, so there we've got a cutout of this window here. So we're going to take this, and basically we want to remove the sections that will be changing throughout the game, because obviously you only want to adjust what's above that. So basically we've got the very simple way to do that is to take out these middle section or these center sections so that we're just left with effectively the border around the outside. So we're just going to do that really quickly. Again, I'm just holding the shift button the whole time I'm doing this, so it's just giving me nice 45-degree angles. Keeps it really plain and simple. So we've done that. I'm just going to drag in some markers. If you're using Photoshop, if you hit Control R, it will bring up these rulers around the outside, and if you click on that and drag down, you can bring in a line to mark that off. So if you want to make sure that when you're cutting out the second section on the right hand side of this, if you want to make sure they line up, you can just put 2 wee lines like that and it'll snap to that. So again, we're just going to use the smooth tool, or the smooth option, which will just take the sharp edge off the corners. And on this bit, I'm just going to hit delete to remove that section. And then what you can do, sometimes it will translate across. So if you've got that, so if that selection, you can see the marching ants around there, around this edge. So what you can do is if you hold shift and click or use your arrow keys left and right, you can move that selection across, which if you line it up there, you can hit delete. So obviously you've still got this bit on the right hand side, so we can just move it across. If you need to move it very slightly, just don't hold the shift button and you can move it by smaller increments. So effectively we've got this cut out now. So super easy. you hit control double dots. I don't know what that, whether that's semicolon or all that nonsense. So there's some stuff I just do automatically, and I'll try and bring that across, but I don't always get it right. So effectively now what we have here is we have just the outside sort of border to the UI. Now there's a variety of things you can do with this very easily. If you double click on that layer, you can go into here, which is basically your layer styles, and say you wanted to adjust the color of that. Say I wanted to make it blue, you go into color overlay, choose a blue color. I would select change, or I would advise changing it to then color, or you can change it to overlay, which sometimes gives a better look, but I find the color works quite well for just giving you a very straight, you know, there we go, I've changed the color of that. So that's fairly easy to do, and fairly quick. And what I would say is, if you can master using things like the polygonal lasso tool, and I just use a mouse. I do have a tablet, but I don't use it very often. If you can start doing that, you'll be able to, you know, after a short period of time, you'll be able to do things quite quickly. So let's do the center section here. So basically what we're going to do, make sure you've got your background layer selected. We're going to quickly trace around the outside of this, and you don't have to be super exact, because I can show you later on a way that you can clean stuff up. So basically the way I'm going to do this bit is I'm only choosing the sort of center part, not the little details in the background. So we're just going to cut that out nice and, oops, see what happens whenever you click too many times. That's the one thing to be careful of. But as I said, if you get quick enough at it, you'll not have to worry too much about that, and you can do it nice and quick. So we'll just go there, and as I said, don't worry if you don't get it exact first time. Everything takes practice, so you know, it's not all instantly going to be like, yes, look at this, I can do this straight away in like no time at all. So we draw across there, and then we'll go up here nice and quick. And basically with this series, guys, I just want to give you some of the tools and the knowledge of how to do this nice and quickly, even if it just gets you started on how you can, you know, cut out, get yourself a sort of template made, and then we can look at other things, how you can use different resources that you've got to then help you improve if you're starting something from scratch. So again, whenever you drag it across where the 2 points meet up, you'll see a little circle appear beside the tool, and that just means you've linked them up. So again, select, modify, smooth, 2 pixels. We're going to hit Control C, Control V to paste it. Then we've got that there. And some of this stuff is not so easy to cut out. Some of it is. Obviously, if you have the likes of the mana and health bars here, they're fairly uniform. So what you can do is you can choose the marquee tool, choose the rectangular marquee tool, and you can just click and drag out, and then you can select that very quickly. Just hit select, modify, smooth again, smooth that off. It's, let's see, yeah, we're a wee bit close up there. I'm just gonna, if you need to add or remove parts to your selection, you can hold shift, which will add sections, or you can hold alt, which will remove. So if I just want to take a wee bit off the end there, I can do that. So those are very easy tools, and obviously one of the key buttons that I use an awful lot is Control Z, which is basically taking a step backwards. So I've got that selected. I can delete that. Just fairly quick to do. And then we can go in here and we just want to cut out this center section. I will go into doing like adding more detail into these center sections and things like that in later episodes, but at the minute we're just starting with sort of basics of, right, this is how I sort of prepare. And once you've got this done, you can save it as if you save it as a PSD with all the parts separated out, you can use that basically as a starting point for overlays and things like that. So again, doesn't have to be super tidy or anything like that. Just using the modify and smooth just to take the edges off it again. And if you've got, say you've got, like, we've changed this to blue and we're really happy with that color, what we can do is, you've got over here, it details the effects underneath. You can just right click on that, hit copy layer style and paste layer style, and it'll bring it right the way across. It'll just copy and paste it effectively onto the other one. So let's quickly do the minimap, and then that'll probably finish us for this episode, guys. I am more than happy for you to ask me questions in the comments. I will try and reply to them. If there's quite a lot of them, it sometimes is a bit difficult to, you know, reply in a sort of timely manner, because all of this is done in my free time, you know, and if I'm working and stuff, it does make it a tad trickier. But I will try my best. But there's so much stuff to let you guys know. So don't worry. See, if you've got parts like this that are a wee bit tricky, sometimes what you can do is you could just go round it like this, very roughly. You know, if you don't want to try and tackle it straight away, you can do that. Select it very roughly, hit Control C, Control V, again to copy and paste it. And as you can see, this is a wee bit sort of, you know, we've left this section in, but that's alright, because as long as you've got that layer selected, you can just draw around that. Oop. As I said, I'm doing this sort of nice and quickly. Once you've done it a few times, you will have no issues going around this in like next to no time. So if you wanted to do that really nice and quick, we're a wee bit deep in there. That's what she said. So we'll go around there, take the edge off this, and then what we can do is we connect that up. Your select, modify, smooth to delete. And then what we can do is we can use our marquee tool again. So just hitting the M key is for marquee, the L key is for the polygonal lasso tool. So lasso or marquee. So I cycle between the two. So I'm just gonna quickly select this part here. Select. Now sometimes you will hit smooth and you'll go, two's not enough, I'm gonna lose wee bits on the edge. So you can just up that a wee bit, or just hit it again just to bring it in just a wee bit more. Delete that, and then we have that there. Obviously you can cut out the buttons and things like that. Again, you can do that fairly easily. Under the marquee tool you do have different options, which are, you know, you can use the elliptical marquee tool, which if you hold shift will draw you a perfectly round circle. So you can use that if you wanted to. You go over that and go, right, I don't want that part in there, take that out. And then you could go, you know, across here, just select that and take that out, if you want to leave those buttons in there. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for the first part. Just sort of a wee start into things. I'm going to try and put these out fairly quickly so that you can run through the whole series of them, and hopefully it gives you a little insight in how to do things, helps you with using more tools and things like that to achieve your results. And feel free to subscribe, let me know what you think in the comments below, and I look forward to seeing what you guys have to say, and I will see you in the next episode. Thanks very much for watching, guys. See you later.